like that. Can you imagine the house? This is the house. This was the door. I was there. And then behind there was a valley down. If I manage it today, he can't shoot me because I will be cut straight away. And I was valley down, and I would go faster than him. And that's exactly what I done. I jumped. He started shooting. I felt all hot around me. And then all of a sudden I was down there. And then down the valley, and he didn't touch me, and then up in the forest again. And I tell you one thing, I'm still shaking now, that moment, that was really run for my life. And then when they should start shooting a little bit in there. And when Vinko heard that, he knew exactly what happened, that I escaped. And he grabbed that partisan, like that, and he threw him in one way. He said his gun was running one way, he fell that way, and I in between, escaped in between. And the other two also heard that, and I never see them in my life after. One went to Argentina after, I never seen him. He was at home, but we never met with him. And he went to Rome, and his brother was married to one sister, the one who was married, Dr. Craig, the one who was our representative in Cairo and all during the war. Minister of Yugoslavia before that. He was the leader of our party in all Yugoslavia. You hear about Dr. Craig anyway. No? And what happened is I was by myself, all blood was running over everywhere. I bumped myself. There were a bit of stones, and then I pushed myself so fast. Blood was running from my head, blood was running all over the place. Not really very badly, but I was bruised, all over the place. And I was shaking like that. And then, when we were four together, we had to have a secret word, what they call it, Mirko Maribor. In case we are parted, that we find back ourselves again. Mirko Maribor. And was a bit of water, I would say 2 or 3 miles in the forest. A bit of water running down, and I was there and washing myself, my blood off and things like that. And all of a sudden I heard Mirko. And I answered Maribor. And it was him, Vinko, who escaped. And he found me maybe 3, 4, 5 hours after, and he found me there. And then, boy, we were pleased to find each other. And what's about the other two? No chance. And then other two, they caught after, not there, but later on. And one escaped, and one didn't escape. The colonel never escaped, and they never killed him, and still alive now. Been in the prison practically all his life, and been tortured and all that, but he's still alive now. I never met him, but Vinko met him. He came to Italy after. And his brother was a priest in England for us, constantly. So, shall I carry on? Then we went down through the forest down. And all of a sudden we seen the station in front of us. The next station from Litia down, it's called Sava. And then we knew very well. And then I said, Vinko, no problems now. I know where we are. We can go home. Through this valley, across the Sava, over there, over those hills, and we are in Vishnagora, and we are home in a way. We were still about 30 miles away from home, but we knew. And then he couldn't swim at all. And the river Sava is pretty big Sava. He just wouldn't swim. He's like how can I explain it? Like a log. He said, we'll never get across Sava. I said, if I drag you across, I could swim a little bit, see? But he couldn't. And in the night, and we went there, was a bit of a farm, and we tried to make a little thing so that will go on it like a little plow, what they call it.
Like a bath.
Yeah, like a little bath. We got some from the farmer. I feel sorry for the farmer now because he lost a couple of little things from his cart, things like that. Sava took him away. And we just couldn't. And then we walked towards Ltia, and the town is like that, and then is the hill, and it's forest again, that hill, and then a railway come from Ljubljana towards Ltia on the road this way, and goes like around the hill, and they go in the town, and it goes down this way, and us two come up this way, see, to get across somehow, somewhere, over the bridge. As soon as we come to the bridge, in the night, of course, all in the night. Stoi, that means stop, right? And then we didn't go near to him. He was a guard there, so we went back. And we were on that hill there in the forest, and we were looking during the day, next day, down Sava and railway and all what was going on. And then our plan was, how can we come across? And hungry like hell, he had already all the red eyes, like the red eyes, he was younger and he was very, very hungry. And he said, I'm going to get some food somewhere. And he walked, I didn't go with him, I just stayed there. He walked through the forest there, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 kilometers there. And he went in the house there and was an old woman. And then she started telling her that he started telling her that he's going from Dachau, and he know that so and so. And she said, I had a son also lost somewhere, she said. I'm not quite sure, he was in German army or where he is. And he started telling her the story that he was with him, met him somewhere, and then he's still alive, and telling her the nice. The only thing is, would she give him some food? And she gave him black, dark bread, approximately as much as 1 loaf. That hard stuff. And she gave him some bacon again, exactly the same. And he brought that there. And I think she gave him a cup of tea or something. He was quite a bit heavy, maybe for an hour or so. He came back there. And he had all that food. Boy, oh boy, I tell you, the whole lot disappeared in 5 minutes. And then he said, then again, we couldn't come across. We tried in the night again, and we just couldn't come across. It was pretty wide, the river, We just couldn't come. We had to go back, same again, the next day, during the day, up in that forest, and still try. And he said, Janez, he said, swim across and go and leave me. He said, I'll be dead anyhow. I know they'll kill me, but it doesn't matter. I'm dead anyhow. I can't carry on. And it honestly got... I was 23, 24, and he was about 19. His eyes were, just like he was a dying man, in a way, but all he was hungry, And I said, no, Vinko, I'm not going to leave you. That much of a man I am. If we'll die, we'll both die. I'm not going to leave you. And I said, we won't die, we'll get across somehow. And then the third night then, we woke up by the river. There was no villages, see. No villages there for about maybe 5-6 miles. It was Ltia, big town there, and was nothing. Or maybe one house, but we didn't go near to it. And woke up there. And then Kresnice, I think is the next stop, or railway stop. Village Kresnice. And I'm sorry for those people still now. And it was a little barge there. And we got on that barge, come across and let it go. So they lost that barge, but we saved our life. If I met those people again, I will pay them for it. You know what I mean.